listening to EPIS Sports Radio with your host, Matty B.
On EPIS Sports Radio. How you doing? It's been a while. My boy Dubby Goodell in the building. What's good, Dub?
Hey, Matty. How you doing? It's great to be here with you today. As you said, I'm Dubby Goodell from The Standard on YouTube, teaming up with my good friend Matt. You know, it's meant to be.
Thank you for coming on, bro. I really appreciate it, man. I met Dubby through work. You know, we worked at, on the ambulance. You know, we knew each other for a while, but
we never worked together.
You know, finally met up one day, and that's it, man. It just took off.
Yeah, man. I got in the ambulance. Matt was already in there. He had all the equipment. I get in like, yo, we go over there and work on this ambulance. So I get in there. This kid got this station on. He got the morning show on. He's got Boomer and Geo on, right?
Shout out.
And I was like, all right, boom. I threw my stuff in there. Let's work. And it was history after that.
That's it, man.
It was history.
Big shout out to my producer, Steve Adorno.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Steve, man, for everything that you do. I really appreciate it. I'm excited about this, man. It's been a while. It's been a good 2 years for me since I've done a show. Last time I did it, I think it was opening day. You know, I was really excited about the Mets.
You showed that to me.
You know, that's right. You know, I was really excited about those Mets this year, and, you know, we all kind of know how that ended up, you know, missing a wild card, missing the postseason in general, you know. But we'll get into all that. I think
Steve, you know what happened on Matt? Probably the 2 years off, the Mets hurt him.
Yeah, it had to be painful.
Yeah, you know, he was injured. He's healed up.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Not really. I'm actually back because I'm so pissed off.
Oh,
I've been waiting for so long. I need a vent, all right? I need to vent a little frustration because it's bullshit. All right? I'm done. I'm done with these guys.
You're 2 games under.
You know. Yeah, I know. I'm not pressing the panic button yet, but you know what I'm saying. A lot has transpired. It's the same old story every single year, man.
Heard.
But like I said, let's not get into it now. Let's wait that for a little later. I think the big topic right now is NBA, obviously. Game 5 tomorrow. What's the starting time on that? Do we even got that? What is that?
That's 9 o'clock.
Is it 9 o'clock?
On
Yeah,
Monday
I hate
night.
these late 9 o'clock starts, man. Even in the NBA Finals, I get it. Toronto, whatever, but
It's been like that a while now. Yeah. You know, they made us get used to it. They know we're going to watch, so they're going to do it.
Well, I know my prediction. We spoke about it before the series. My prediction was Toronto in 7.
Right, and I did, and that was mine as well. I never told anyone publicly, but I had put it on Facebook just so when I said it later, because I didn't even do a show on it. I didn't do anything on. I haven't done a show since I believe the Bucks and the Raptors, and the Bucks were up 2-0, and I picked the Bucks to beat them. So they kind of put me to bed too, if you want to say. You know, I'm like, wow, because Toronto, man, they've been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto has just been the one steady horse all throughout the East and just pretty much the league in general. I mean, I think a lot of people, they forget. Well, now they know, now they're seeing it, but they forget about Kawhi Leonard, man. You know,
this guy is not a new guy. He's not a new player. He's been in the league 6 years. But
he's won a
it's
ring.
Like he has a championship and as well as a finals MVP from that championship.
Right.
And it's like people just really being introduced to him, especially the avid fan. He's really on this.
I agree.
That man is on this showcase showing his talents. And to me right now, Matt, maybe only KD or LeBron is on his level in the league, on the court.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question about it. When you think about a top 3, you think about
him.
LBJ.
He's in there now.
KD. And who else?
There was other guys. Really they took the Hardens. They took the Currys over the year. But all of that aside, this guy on both ends of the basketball court controls the whole game.
Exactly.
And he's really showcasing us that. Like I said, I picked the Raptors in 7. And I wasn't positive about it. I wouldn't have took my money out and went to Jersey with it, you know. But I had to make a pick, and I picked them. Maybe it was from my heart wanting Golden State. It wasn't from.
I tell you what, it's not a bad bet. Oh, and by the way, we can talk about betting now because it's just legal to sports bet. So awesome for that.
So we're not degenerates anymore. You're no longer degenerates. Legal.
But no, absolutely. You know.
So I wasn't gonna. So when I picked them, like I said, it was just because I had to pick them. As a sports guy, it was almost my obligation, and I quietly picked them. There's this kid I know. He picked them in 5, and everyone went nuts. This kid knows sports. He's on my show.
Yeah, I would say you're crazy on that.
And he picked them with his balls in his hand, and he stood fast as people attacked him social media wise.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's not over yet, Matt. Right. The series is not over.
No, it's not. And it is Golden State, literally one of the best dynasties in the name of the game, and really across any type of sport. I mean, listen, bro, I seen him live in person against Philly this year. I had to go see him. Me and my boy were talking about it. And he was like, you know what, let's go. We spent a shitload of money. It wasn't great. My pockets hurt for a week. But you know what? It was amazing to see. You know, I mean, there's just no team like it. I understand they're injury-riddled right now. I get that. But, man, even without KD, you know, even without Clay in there for what? He only missed 1 game, right? You know, he left mid-game, I think, 1 and 3rd.
Yeah, they had 1 and 2 with Clay.
And was it that game 3 that he left? No, game 2 he left, right?
The one that they won.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So, you know,
I don't like with the Warriors. Their situation is funny because it's forever changing. It's been forever changing all playoffs. From was it Cousins to being in or out, then KD goes down against Houston, and then they step it up and they beat up Houston, and then they, and it gets everyone hyped up and everything. But when you look at the Raptors, this is a team that I said was going to get eliminated in the second round. I picked the Philadelphia 76ers. I'll look in the camera, I'll say it. I'll tell it to Steve here. I'll tell you it's on the internet. I picked them.
Yeah.
And when I picked them, I believe that was the series when Kawhi hit that shot to bury them. The 3-pointer.
Yes, yeah, right. Embiid was right in front of him, right there in the corner,
at
down
the
the baseline. Yep, right by the baseline and the bench. Yep.
That was a Game 7, correct?
I believe so, right? Yeah, it was a Game 7. Yeah.
I want to say it was a Game 7.
That went 7.
That was the 7th game Kawhi hit that shot?
Yeah, I
Oh my
believe so.
God, this guy's a robot.
Speak about that.
Steve, this guy's a robot, man. Steve, you ever seen Terminator 2?
I'll be back.
Do you remember the main antagonist? Do you remember what he was? He was an android and he had
by
to
the way,
perform.
just to confirm, that was Game 7.
It was a Game 7. He hits a shot. It bounces in, being blue, I believe, at the buzzer.
Just
to
like
win the
that.
game.
Bang, bang, blue.
And he just stands there. Everyone's hugging him and moving. It
was the first time in his life that he ever showed that much emotion, by the way. I think we've ever seen that before.
It's like the NBA title is John Connor, and he's the Terminator. And that's all. Nothing else matters.
It's true enough.
Nothing else matters to him.
You hear.
He's going to kill.
You hear current NBA players speak
Everyone
about
who got in his way, they say it.
They say he doesn't, I played a whole series with this guy, and you don't hear a word. It's because this guy doesn't talk. He's just a machine. He's just tell him about the handshake.
One of the guys I saw one of these guys, they were in the tunnel. They're getting ready. They're showing all the NBA Finals production. They're getting ready and you see these guys, the Raptor guys, in their warm ups. And one of them go up to Kawhi, get the dap. Kawhi just looked at him. He looks at the hand, then he points to the tunnel.
Points to the court.
That's the way to the gym, to the court. Go.
Clueless.
He did not want to shake that hand.
This is not the time.
This is not what. What's that for? I don't need that.
It's like a parent telling their child, like, no, that way. Let's go. Like we have to do this now.
And then the guy gave himself he said, let me just give it to myself because
let him hang it.
Yeah, but it's him.
It is him, man. I have to put him in the top 3. What he's doing right now. I mean, I think what is it? He's got. Was it 13?
2 of the top 3 players are free agents.
No, but what is it? Nah, not on that though. What is it for him? He's had a stretch of now 30-point playoff games.
Yeah,
for what?
man.
That's like kind of unheard. I think it's like 13 straight games now, some shit like that. Yeah.
What he is, and none of that stuff has rubbed. I mean, all of that stuff. I'm sorry. All of that stuff has rubbed off onto his teammates. None of them are making mistakes. They're like they have scalpels and surgical mask on, and they're going in there and they're doing the surgery and they're doing the surgery correct. Flawlessly, and that's what it is. Like, and the Warriors, that helter-skelter, herky-jerky, stop-start style that destroys everyone. It looks like it's just not working.
It looks chaotic. compared to Toronto's offense. The way Toronto moves the ball is very precise. They utilize the whole shot clock. They really do. You'll be there. There's like 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and they're going to get a high percentage shot.
Absolutely. They're going to get a good shot.
Now, it's funny when you watch Golden State because their high percentage shots are really bad percentage shots. But you got guys like Curry and Clay and KD who hit these shots on a frequent. And how do you defend that? You don't. You just hope they don't make it.
They
really.
have that weapon in Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant could always shoot over everyone.
Oh,
that's why they'll put anyone on Kevin Durant. Because I'm not gonna put my 6'9" guy on Kevin Durant because he's gonna shoot over him too.
Right.
So I'm gonna put my 6'9" guy
that
on Curry.
Wingspan on top of his height is way too much for any.
Right. I'm gonna put my 6'9" guy on Curry. I'm gonna put a little guy on Durant because he's gonna shoot over anyone anyway.
You need like Zion Williamson verticals with while being 7 feet.
Somebody was saying to me that the Warriors struggled against the Clippers in the first round, and no one noticed.
They did,
and they played Portland to the limit, and they had no Durant.
Right.
They played them a whole series without Durant.
Yep.
They didn't play them to the limit. I'm sorry, they swept their ass.
They swept them, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Without KD, they came back in all of those games. That was when Draymond looked like the all-star that he can be sometimes. And then now, in this series, Draymond looks like a mediocre basketball player on the court. He's getting
Who has
mangled.
been going up against him usually? Who's the more?
He has to deal with Siakam a lot.
Okay, yeah. Well, see, listen, they all, and that's what I like about Toronto. They play old school defense, man. Old school defense. They're very physical, and right now, which I have liked, and the refs have a tendency of letting this happen come playoff time and all that. They are letting them play a bit more. I think you're kind of, for lack of a better, easy fouls or whatever, things like that. You're not really getting those calls as much as you were in the regular season, things like that. I think they're letting them play a little bit, as they should. They called an offensive foul on Curry last game for sticking his foot out. Now, usually in the regular season, that's like a foul against the defender because, he made contact, But he actually made that offensive foul call. I like that. I was like, wow,
how about
that's something else.
That carry that everyone was talking about? Did you see that carry when Curry hit the shot? I think it was in game 4.
I heard about it, but I don't think I actually didn't
3,
see the clip of it, no.
They lost. I don't know if it was 3 or 4. It was one of the games in Golden State. Mm-hmm. But it was it was like an Iverson carry that got out of control. It got all the way up to here. And then, it bounced around the neck, he cuffs it, and then he just popped it up. So he kind of looked at the ref like, they're going to get me. And then the ref didn't say anything. Everyone was going nuts about it. When I saw it and people were asking me about it, I was like, yeah, man, what are you going to do, though? They let these guys do anything they want almost.
Well, that's nothing new, and they're still letting guys do that. Yeah. I mean, you've seen Tedemkumpo. Yeah. You've seen Giannis, travel hardcore in that last series, man. He took he took 2 steps from half court to get to the basket. I know he's a big guy, lanky guy. He's got a lot of coverage, but I'm sorry. There's no way in hell you're making 2 steps to the basket from half court. It's not happening, bro. Unless you're Michael Jordan, flying from the top of the key.
I saw it was 3, I think.
I heard 2 steps. I'd have to go back and look.
I seen one of them counting it. I forgot one of those telestrators.
I wonder if I can find it. I don't know. I gotta check it out, but yeah, it was.
So game 5, you were earlier before we went on. You brought up the fact that Kevin Durant is gonna be game time decision tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's breaking news as of today. Kevin Durant is he's cleared to practice and is a possible return for game 5. Let's face it, he's coming back.
He's gonna play.
He's gonna play. The fact that they came out and said they have not saying that he is playing in game 5.
He won't sit.
How much he's playing in game 5? We don't know.
He won't sit.
No, he's not going to sit.
Once they bring it up, they're not going to put him in a position where he's going to be he could have played.
He can't. He has to play. For his legacy, for everything in his name and his character right now. He, at the very least, he has to play for 2 reasons. He has to play because he's Kevin Durant, and it's an elimination game. All right? He's got to come back. He's got to, even if he gives him 10 minutes, whatever. Oh, man. But he's got to come back to at least show people, hey, he's legitimately hurt. This is why he missed all this time in this playoffs. You know how some guys ailing with these small injuries. Oh, he's not tough enough. Things in that. Right. He's got to show that. Yeah, you know what? He's been really dealing with a serious injury, and you know.
I mean, he gets the benefit of the doubt more or less from the average thinking person, but there's a lot of savages in the media and in the fandom.
You think?
We're in a time where it doesn't matter what you do. Someone's going to kick you in your nuts, you know? And that's, people like to do that. They want to kick you in the nuts. They want to hurt you.
On all people, you know, like Kevin Durant, he pays attention to the media more than anybody.
Oh, my God.
You know, so we all know this. You know, he's always got his burner accounts and shit, you know, and, you know, he's always paying attention to what the media got to say. And why? Because he cares. He wants his legacy. He wants this whole thing. And listen, let this segue into, you know, my beautiful, wonderful, thank you. Thanks to my father for the New York Knicks. Oh, it's terrible. People, I'm 27 years old. I'm not that old, all right? But I can't even, right now, I can't remember what year the Knicks won last championship, man. I've never seen it in my day. In fact, I've never actually seen it on any sports. The only team, I think, was the Rangers. Was it back in 94?
I've always been a big Knicks
When did they win in 94? Was it 94? Yeah, that was the only championship I've ever seen.
I was a little boy when they won.
Oh, when the Knicks? What year was it?
Good Lord. Somewhere in the
New York Knicks,
60s,
hold on.
73.
70, early 70s?
73.
Yeah, I was a kid.
1973 Knicks.
I might have been
73?
13 or 14.
68, 69.
And then
Knicks,
1973.
stats, they finished 54-28. Red Holtzman was the coach. Eddie Donovan, the executive.
Wow.
What is it?
This is sad.
Listen, and obviously this whole segue was about Kevin Durant. Talking about the Knicks, you know, the whole talk has been, they're tanking this year. They're trying to get to number one. That didn't pan out. No shit. Not. I told you. What did I say? Wasn't it going to happen? They traded Chris Stapps in the season. You know, and we later found out there was issues with Chris Stapps. I think the Knicks knew about that. That's why they did trade him. But that's another topic. So they wind up trading him. They free up all this cap space. They got their, you know, the season's been tanked. We're no longer playing Enes Kanter. We're no longer doing this. And, you know, okay, let's get the number one overall. Of course, this year, the year that the Knicks finally have the worst record, they changed the percentage odds in the draft, and now other teams have a better percentage at landing that number one. And of course, what happens? Knicks get number 3.
Yep.
You hear all these rumors about them now wanting to trade the number 3 for Anthony Davis, this and that. Durant's coming, Kyrie's coming. The savior is here, people. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not.
It's not gonna
I'm
happen.
pissed off. As of what? Yesterday, Brooklyn makes this trade.
2 days ago, they made the trade. They got rid of Crab. They got rid of his contract. They
Right.
gave up picks.
How much was he making? Because
22, 1
why
or 2.
was he making that much money?
He got signed an offer. Yeah.
Why?
He came from Portland. You know, this is when the money first went up that first time. A
Right.
couple of years ago, when he was one of those guys, people were bugging out when they seen it. And the Nets were just trying to survive because you remember the Nets had no picks. The Celtics were taking their picks and bringing them up to
Right.
to
Celtics had every pick in the world.
Right.
Yep.
But you know, I think to backtrack a little bit, I wanted to say something real quick. I think the Knicks knew about that. Kristaps was accused of touching that monkey without permission. You know, that little that he was putting. You know what I'm saying? He was putting his hands around places he wasn't supposed to be. You know.
Well.
Kristaps was, you know, and you know
I
that's
don't know,
their problem. I'm glad he's gone. I think he was a jerk. I think he was entitled.
Yeah, I certainly he did turn into a little bit of prima donna there, and you know the reports did come out saying that he, didn't want to show up at
he squeezed that girl butt
at the meetings and all. You're
did,
fixated on it. Right?
He probably did, man.
You're dead set. He squeezed that.
Get him out of here. It's Kristaps. You know, I know New York fans that have problems with certain players. Listen, if you go on my timeline from back in the day, I wanted the Knicks to draft Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
I seen his film, and I was like, yo, this guy right here, you know, I never seen a player like him.
He's a
and
unicorn.
KD called him the unicorn because he
unicorn,
is.
yeah.
You know, but first of all, you know, he has done nothing in the league so far. We've seen his talents. But they were giving him an opportunity to be the main guy. We were going to build around him. Why you want to leave for?
Right.
So if they don't do this or that, you're not KD, bro. You haven't done anything in the league.
Not yet. You know, I don't think he ever will be.
He sat out a whole
I
season.
mean, yeah,
the Knicks, they needed to move on from that. Now he probably has
Well, they had no choice.
Legal
He was
trouble.
demanding a trade, so they had no choice anyway.
They beat him up, bro. You saw him get beat up.
I seen that too. Yeah, and that was after that. You know, the
some
mother
Knicks
first scandal. So now he's just in a lot
nobody
of
felt
hole.
bad for him, bro, when they saw the video of him getting
Of
pummeled.
course, whatever. I mean, you know, I don't know the
I
situation
know, man,
or
but
how
I
it went
mean,
down,
I'm
but
speaking,
you know,
usually I try not to make it like this as when I speak about teams and stuff, but it's a little personal. Like when I saw that Kristaps got beat up, I didn't shed a tear. You know, I didn't. Those 4 or 5. They still. I heard in the report there was 4 or 5 Russian Knicks fans in his hometown of Latvia, and they put some hands on his eyeball.
I
said,
I
hey.
question that report,
Bruh.
I find that hard to believe that there's
I saw
5
the video.
diehard Knicks
He was-
fans
yeah,
in
that's-
Latvia. You know?
You'd be surprised. There's Russian guys. They're from Brighton Beach, maybe. Maybe they seen them out there. Maybe they were there for the summer.
Yup.
They probably was like, yo, they go Porzingis, man. Kristaps. They probably lulled him to sleep. Boop, boop, boop. Kristaps, the chick was holding him. He went behind her for her to hold him. He didn't want no smoke, yo. Like, get him out. Let Cuban have him.
No, well, listen. Knicks had to get rid of him, but now listen. I said it when the trade went through. I was like, you know what? I'm not even really mad because maybe they know something we didn't. Obviously, he's coming off the injury anyway, so who knows really how healthy he is anyway.
They did the same kind
You
of
know?
thing that the Nets did the same thing they did with the Knicks did with Kristaps. Not in the sense of the caliber of the player, because Kristaps is 10 million times better now than Crab, but getting rid of contracts. And the Knicks in the Porzingis deal, they were able to get rid of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract, which was a long $20 million deal per season. I believe who else did they get rid of? They got rid of what's his name's contract in that deal too. I believe Trey Burke was in it. The deal. There was another contract that they got rid of that was going to be a couple digits, and they cleared all that cap space.
Right.
And in turn, they got a pick from Dallas. And Dallas got their guy. They got their unicorn that they had coveted for years because they were asking the Knicks for this guy for a long time, the way they say it.
Tom Frazier just, we're watching the Met game right now. We got the Met game on.
Jack?
Tom Frazier just hit a RBI double
RBI,
down the left
two-run
field
double,
line.
I'm rather
5-0 Mets in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees, I think, are up. I think last time I checked, it was like 5-0. It was early on. I'd have to check back. But sorry to cut you off.
No,
there,
man, no. We're here, man. Baseball, baby.
yeah. Well, we'll get into
Boys
it.
of summer.
To go back, though, before we take a break real quick, listen, the Knicks had to do this. It was trade. They want to free up cap space. You know, this is the craziest free agency pool I've probably ever seen.
The Ks?
At least in my time. Just everything. KD. Who else is out there?
It's Steve. It's the
Kemba.
K's. It's
the
Clay,
Ks.
Kemba, KD, Kawhi, Chris Middleton.
Right.
And there's one more. I'm forgetting.
All Ks.
Kyrie.
TK.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving.
Right, Kyrie Irving. Right.
Damn.
They
You
all
got
start
all
with Ks.
these
These all
top
max
echelon,
players. They all start with letter Ks.
These are all
Crazy.
max contract
a
guys.
huge
You got
year.
Jimmy Butler out there. I mean, this is no joke. This is crazy offseason.
Crazy with a K.
There you go. Crazy with a K, baby.
Absolutely.
That's it. You know, that's what we're calling it. All right. The
Crazy
Knicks
with a
got to
K.
do something here. This is it. This is the time, bro. If they don't do anything here, I'm done. I'm done with it.
Oh, man.
All right, I want to get that guy out of the Garden and sell his team, man. I can't. I'm done. Because if you know, New York, man, used to be the Mecca. I mean, they still say it is, but when has it really been the Mecca the last time, man?
It really has
You
been.
know.
These other players come in here and they put on shows and spectacles of the Garden and they give us 60 and 50s.
Yeah,
They put
the
on some-
opposition
Yeah,
does,
it's,
right?
I know.
Yeah. LeBron comes, oh yeah, I
It's
love
just-
the Garden.
we are
Drop
an
60.
exhibition.
Kyrie comes, drop 55.
We become an
You know,
exhibition.
like,
We've
come
become
on,
a
man.
glorified speed bag. That's what we've become.
It's comical, bro. It's comical.
comical.
And now you have the Nets making this trade. They free up cap space. They doing their thing. Now
Doesn't
they
that
can
worry
sign.
you?
Now, yeah, hell yeah. Now they can sign 2 max free agents. So pick your choice. Oh, okay, KD. You want Brooklyn? You want the Garden?
The thing
Which
is,
one do you want, dude?
The Nets will
and clearly,
never.
I'm sorry, but the Nets are clearly the better. In terms of
On paper,
personnel,
right?
In terms of
And
personnel, at the
probably
moment,
front office at
Yeah.
the moment as well.
Yeah,
They're
I
making
would
more
agree.
moves.
I would
For them
agree.
to recover from probably the worst trade in NBA history.
right?
You know, that trade for Garnett and Pierce, where they gave up, the kitchen sink and the tub.
And they had a pretty good run this year. I mean, D'Angelo Russell was balling.
And that's
this year,
the thing
man,
with
you know?
me with the Nets, though. What I don't like is the fact that they're interested in a player like Irving, and that's what the rumors are saying.
And you got Russell there. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You need shooters. He is your point.
And he's younger, and I don't think they could play together. So if you get Kyrie, Russell's gone.
Listen,
he's
Kyrie's
5 years
just
younger.
kind of toxic now.
Thank you. And he's also an ISO player. Russell's 5 years younger. He's probably half the money. He's half the money, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna give Kyrie 200, Russell probably 100, right?
Yeah. No, without a doubt. Listen.
And he loves it here already.
Either one of these teams, you gotta be looking at it. You know, for the Knicks, I really don't want Kyrie, but if you package him along with like a KD,
you have no choice,
and an Anthony Davis, all right. But I mean, not that I want Anthony Davis either, because I don't.
Matt, could you have those three players though, mathematically with the cap? I was always wondering that. Like, I don't even think
what's Anthony Davis making right now. I gotta check on that. Could you even do that?
I hear everyone saying that all the time.
Maybe somebody else.
And I was like, wow, you know.
I think if they sign Durant and Kyrie, and then they bring Davis over in a trade, I think they could definitely be over the tax.
They would be trading for Davis, though.
Right.
So it would be trading. What contract would they trade? They'd have no contracts left. They dealt all of their contracts.
Yeah, but they're talking about selling off the pick for it.
Yeah, but that's not a contract.
Oh, I understand that.
That's
they would
incentive.
have to take. Yeah, they would have to take off.
That's for Davis, but they would have to give up more money to try to at least match it. I think Davis is making 25, at least.
Is Hardaway still on the roster?
Hardaway.
They got rid of him.
Yeah, he's on Dallas. He went in the Kristaps trade.
Oh, that's right. He went in the Kristaps trade. Yep.
They got rid of his money. They got rid of Burke's money. There was another player in that deal that went who was making money, and they were able to jettison the contract.
But they basically have nobody on it. I know they would have to just take the contract though. I don't know if they could do that, but they've been talking about it. I'll have to see how it breaks down. But regardless.
The Nets don't have any problems in their backcourt. I don't know why they would pursue Kyrie Irving as their number one choice or their number one target. Like, he is, to me, a big name guy who's not going to make you back. He's proven that. He needs to go back to L.A. with his big brother, with his older brother, and they can see if they can make a run because neither of them are going to win without the other one.
Right.
LeBron's never going to the finals again. But if he got a Kyrie Irving, maybe you could consider it because they were perfect together.
All right, but we can talk more about it later. Let's cut to a break. Got a lot more on the show. You know, obviously you guys won't be listening to this live, but you know, when you do, please, like, share, whatever, comment, start the conversation. We're gonna be on my platform as well as Dubs.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on the standard.
On the standard, and here at EPIS Sports Radio. Thank you for tuning in, people. We'll be right back.
You're listening to EPIS Sports Radio with Matty B and Dubby G.
This is an EPIS Sports Radio update with your host, Dubby Goodell.
Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Rockies are in Citi Field, down 6-0 to the Mets. Yankees in Cleveland beating up the Tribe in the bottom of the 6-5-1. Tampa Bay up 4-1 in Fenway Park, bottom of the 6th. Phillies up against the Reds 3-1, top of the 7th at the Bell. The Diamondbacks are all over Toronto in Toronto, 8-2 in the top of the 7th. Tigers getting smoked at home against the Twins in the bottom of the 6th. Marlins handling their business at home against the Braves, bottom of the 7th, 3-1. Orioles down 2-0 against the Astros in the 5th. We also have the Pirates up 2-0 against their division rival Brewers, top of the 5th in Milwaukee. Also, we have the White Sox and Royals 2-0, Chicago up against the Royals in the top of the 4th. The A's are against the Rangers, and they're delayed, and we're going to see if we get to that one later on. It hasn't been decided. Mariners and Angels later on, as well as the Dodgers, Giants, Nationals at Padres. And tonight game will be St. Louis battling against the Cubs. Of course, we have a Stanley Cup, perhaps a championship game tonight in St. Louis. Blues up 3-2 against the Boston Bruins. And of course, tomorrow night, game 5 of the NBA Finals, will the Warriors lay down in Canada.
This breaking news update brought to you by EPIS Sports Radio with your host, Matty B and Dubby Goodell. Be back to you in a minute.
healthy lead. And Alonso drives one to deep center field. Back goes Brinson, takes a look, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso with his first major league home run! A 3-run bomb to center field! Oh boy. Alonso makes the first one, a big one, and it's 7-3 New York in the ninth.
Other updates, we called a meeting today with the coaching staff and with the players. The purpose of this meeting was, had many different aspects to it. First and foremost, it was to make clear to the coaches, make clear to Mickey, and make sure the players understood that I, the front office, and the entire ownership group has support of Mickey Callaway as our manager. Mickey's our manager now, Mickey's our manager going forward, and we are going to provide the same support we have for him throughout the offseason as we have to this point. We'll continue that effort with full steam ahead.
Oh, man! EPIS Sports Radio, we're back! It hurts to be a Met fan. Oh, my God, I can't. Watching this game right now, they're up. I think it was like 6-0, something like that. I just can't. Like I said earlier in the show, it's been a while since I last did the show. Last time I talked about the Mets, I had all this hope for this beautiful season, this playoff run, everything. The Fab Five, Jake, Noah, Matz, Wheeler, you name it. I mean, it's just, Harvey, And what's become of it? Absolutely just chaos. Just the same old stuff year by year. And, in the offseason, they bring in this young buck, Brody Van Wagenen. And as you just heard him, right there, talking all this confidence. He was an agent for all these players, all these big-time players, a lot of Mets players as well.
His friends.
Yeah, his friends. These are his buddies. Now he controls everything about them and what they can do and what contracts to give. By the way, the Mets just won 6-1. That's a final. That's a wrap here on Sunday.
One game under 500.
Oh, it's one game, baby. One game under 500. Call the presses. We're winning a championship. Oh, we're one game under. Oh, man. Well, at least we won a series. It's been a while. My God, I went to the game.
This is a solid baseball team you guys beat.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, all right, solid.
Colorado,
Colorado's got a lot of good personnel.
You'll be surprised there, Matty. You'll be surprised. But as usual, you Met fans are never, ever going to be happy.
So, why should we? Tell me one reason I should be happy.
I mean, one reason you should be happy? It's only June 8th or 9th.
Well, listen, I know I haven't completely jumped shit, just yet, but it is frustrating to watch.
Syndergaard, 7 innings, no runs.
Yeah, and this is good for Syndergaard. This is now the second straight outing where he's actually put it out.
Frazier goes yard again.
Frazier's hitting. He is hitting as of late, which is a good thing. I mean, you're getting basically next to nothing. He was hitting below the Mendoza line. The little kids. Since he's been come back.
They go to the ballpark on a Sunday. They go home happy today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Not when I show up to the stadium, they don't, all right? I go home sad. You should stay depressed.
You should stay away.
All right?
You should sleep out your home.
I'm 1-3 on the season right now. It's not good, all right? I just went, Tuesday night. It was a great game the whole way, and then what happened? I think they gave up 6 in the 9th to blow it. I mean,
you were there Tuesday night?
Yeah. I seen the debacle in the 9th inning. I'm saying I got my nice little beautiful seats.
Right after the job, you ran over there?
Yeah, right after the game.
You went to the wood
and
everything?
Yeah, went to the game, had a couple of drinks, hanging with the fiance over there, and then, I gotta watch this, man. Listen, it's just, it's the same old thing, man. It's the same old thing.
Coming in, you still have a quality pitching staff. You haven't even seen...
If they're pitching well, yes.
DeGrom, this is like halfway Jake, and he's still good.
Of course. Enough to win with. I mean, listen, and we got to touch on that because I see it when I watch him.
Right.
He's clearly in his head this year. He's trying to replicate the Cy Young year he had last year. And the reality of it is,
he cares. He just got
he
paid.
may never pitch like that ever again in his career. I mean, let alone him, anybody else. Posting a 1.7, what was it, 1.73, something like that. I mean, that's unheard of.
He's never going to match that season again.
That's unheard of, man. You
never
can't
match the
live
season
up to
again.
that expectation, you know? It's just not a reality, you know? And he's been getting stuck in his way. You see it. Every time he's rolling, he'll give up a run or 2 runs. He just thinks like he thinks he's the robot, man. He thinks he's not supposed to give up anything. If he gives up 1, it's a bad day at the office.
When DeGrom pitches,
You
they
know?
won. They can win, though. They have an opportunity to win. And he's the only reason he's like that is because they've made him like that. Because they've given him no runs to support him with his whole career almost.
Right.
So maybe he's traumatized. I got to be perfect. Oh God, I only can give him 0. If I give
Well,
him 1,
especially
if I give him
with
2,
this
I'm gonna
team,
die.
yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna die if I give him 2 runs. I'm done.
Look at it last year, bro. He only won 10 wins in a Cy Young historic season.
Exactly.
I think I remember a stat they were saying if the team average when he pitched, if they scored like 3 runs on average when he pitched, he'd have had plus 20 games won.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. You know, I mean, thankfully he got the Cy Young. You know, they looked past the win-loss record, and that's good. But, it's the same old story this year. They just pitched great, was it yesterday? No, not yesterday, the day before. And
You got
what
2
happens?
games
They
coming
lose
up
again,
with the Yankees
you know?
tomorrow night. You know, you're here with Yankee Steve and Yankee Dubby.
And you know what, the Mets... yeah.
You know, you're sitting here with us.
I was about to say, the Mets are getting them at a good time, too, because I know they're up today. Well, actually... Last time we checked, they were winning 5-0 the Yankees, and then
Those 2 games, I believe.
now it's 5-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Cleveland tied it up, man. It came all the way back from a 5-run
The
deficit.
Yankees are trying to do this thing like the Rays and some of them other teams do with the opener. Every time the Yankees do it, it don't work. The Rays do it. Every time they do it, that shit is like a charm, bro. Bing. Works
Yeah,
like
I'm a little
fucking charm.
surprised they've gone with that. I mean, is it just because they're injury prone, or they
No,
just,
I think because Herman going down and they're short on
Right.
pitching.
Yeah.
The Mets are not going to use an opener. The Mets have 6 starters on the roster.
Yeah,
You know,
4 of which are a question mark right now. But you know,
when question mark, you say that in
well,
what way?
I mean, just in terms of their ability to go out there and get a decent game. I mean, this is Jason Vargas right now. Vargas, of all people, has been the best Mets starter over the last 8
I think all
quality
of the Mets
starts.
pitchers give them opportunity to win every night. Think about that real quick.
No, well, they
Which
do.
one of them
They
get
do.
tattooed, bro?
Syndergaard was getting tattooed for a long time. Vargas
He's put
somehow
3 starts
figured
together.
it out.
All right,
He had a bad...
Vargas, you can't even touch him.
Over the last 7 starts, Vargas, I think, has got like a 1.7
That's almost the whole season, bro.
ERA. Like it's crazy right now.
Right. That's
You know,
almost like
DeGrom, he's got this mid 3 ERA. He could turn that around within a couple of starts. Matt's,
Looking
he's
decent.
starting to figure it out. He's getting there.
No, he's way better than
You
that.
know, listen, I like Steven Matz. I always did, but he has been the most inconsistent of them all.
See, that's
he really
the thing,
has.
though. You're looking at from that glass half empty's perspective.
I
He's
know.
looked good. When I watched Mats last night, and I was seeing him he'd come low with the slow stuff, and then guys are out ahead or missing. I'm like, wow. You know, he looked good. Even when he got in trouble, he was like, yeah, it's all good. You come back next inning, kid. You felt good about him.
Yeah.
You know, I
I don't always feel good about
You know, Wheeler, the Mets are going to squeeze everything they can get out of him. He's going to be a free agent. Get him out. He's going to go.
Well, I think, he's gone. I don't think Wheeler's coming back.
No, he's not.
And the way he's performed, I don't know. I got to look at the stats. Let's see.
Zach Wheeler
pitching
is a
stats,
free
yeah.
agent after the 2019 season ends.
Looking up the ERA.
He will be going to another National League team. Maybe the Braves.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, wouldn't that be great? Then he's going to go to the Braves and then, dominate the Mets for all season long, yeah. Yeah, he's going to win, freaking 5-6 games all against the Mets, Forget
The
about
Mets,
it.
I think, the main thing with the Mets right now is what are they going to get out of Cano, who, once again, is back on the disabled list, the injured list, the 10-day injured list. Of course, it's
Yeah,
no
but
longer
what,
on
I
the
mean...
disabled list.
Yeah, injured list. Yeah.
Injured list.
I mean, well, what are you really going to get out of Cano, man? Hey, listen, this is why I didn't like this trade at the beginning. And go back to what I was started coming off the break about Brody. The only good thing about this Diaz-Cano trade was Diaz.
Right.
You had to take Cano's contract in order to get Diaz.
I don't think
That's why it went through.
I don't think he's done.
What, Brody?
No, Cano. I don't think he's. I think he has. When he gets back on the field, I think if you guys let him be, start trying to make him become this new hustle man that y'all want him to do.
No, I don't want. I never said that. I want him to become a hustle.
36-year-old.
You know, he never hustled before. He's not going to hustle now for the New York Mets at 36-year-old.
You know, and he hustled for them. You know, Steve. Next thing you know, his hammy pops.
Yeah. I thought that was really convenient.
Yeah.
You
know him.
Yep.
You know this kid from day one.
Yep.
Since he was like this.
It's true.
Let him do what he do. He is the modern day Rod Carew. Let him be an old ass hitting machine. Yep. If he got to take forever to get to first base, God willing, he'll get there. He'll get that double. You guys got him running around. You know, his pants don't even see how he is, bro. He's a hitter. Oh, he got to hustle. Yo, come on, man.
All right. Look.
Yo, Diaz has to perform.
Diaz?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing about
Diaz
it
is performing. There was only one. He only had one blow save. It was recently, and it was really bad. Probably the worst of his career.
2 that week, didn't he?
Yeah. Wait, we had two? He had two blown saves?
Yeah, something like that in 8 days or something. He got 2 of them.
Well, I only point to the one there where he completely blew it up. The three, you know, and he just lost it. He was getting smacked around against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You know, and listen,
LA.
Dodgers, you know, they are quality. I mean, extreme top of the line right lineup. You got problems all up and down that lineup. I'm glad it happened against them and not like a scrub team, you know, like Detroit, like Miami or something like that. Yeah, you know that too. But listen, he's gonna be fine. I have no concerns. I have no issues. I know.
I was just saying because you said like Miami didn't do anything wrong to you guys yet.
Yeah, but Diaz didn't play because we got swept by him.
And that's another thing I was going to say, Matt, before.
You know.
Hold on, Matt, real quick. This one thing I was going to say is you acquire this closer, but you need to be able to win a game.
Right.
You know, you got to be...
There's no point in the closer. Right, exactly. There's no point in the closer if you can't get to the 9th with a lead.
You know...
All right? What's the point of it?
So it doesn't matter how good he is if you're down 3-2 every night in the 8th.
And then you got Mr. Quadricep boy over there, you know, 36. Listen, man... I'm not surprised by this. He's 36 years old. His body's gonna break down. You're lucky if you got like 250 and like 20 home runs from him. Like 75 RBIs.
They can get some production out of him, but I don't know.
At this point, whatever you get is good. But not for nothing. Where the hell is Jed Lowry?
Nah.
That's another great signing.
He's with Ioannis.
You know, good job there, Brody. Yeah, Jed over there, right? What happened? You know, Jed's gone.
But the Yankees signed LeMahieu. You guys sound.
Oh, of course, yeah. Everybody the Yankees signed who are old and really washed up, they come out there and they perform.
Right.
LeMahieu might be the MVP, man. Yeah, it's the pinstripes, right, Steve? Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah. He might be an MVP for Christ's sakes. Meanwhile, Jed Lowry hasn't played a game.
Hold on. I got a stat for you guys.
Cespedes fall off his horse into a hole.
I got a stat for you. LeMahieu is hitting over 500 with runners in scoring position.
Jesus, I heard that yesterday. That's
He
right.
leads an RBI.
It's literally ridiculous. That is a walking RBI.
It's crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, that's unheard of. I mean, that's a crazy
And this guy's bat is playing every night. That is a lot of at bats.
Every night.
That got to be 40.
Do they ever sit him? They don't sit him every now and then.
No,
not yet.
Yeah. No. Look at that. I mean, that's insane. Yeah. And then everybody Mets. Like, what are they doing over here? Buxton or whatever his name was. I mean, they signed like.
Oh, you talking about Broxton?
Broxton, you got Broxton.
Keon Brock, they traded him.
Yeah, I know. They got him. They traded him. You know, who else do you got?
What's his name's out for the season?
Nowhere.
Lugaris is out for the season, right?
No,
ain't he?
So.
He always is out for the season. I might be confusing him with another season.
No. Wani's here. Wani is
here.
Yeah. I forget, where's the injured list for the Mets?
Lugaris is one of the longest tenured Mets, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, right now you got Nimmo, Drew Smith, Justin Wilson, Jed Lowry, Cespedes,
Brandon Nimmo's been a real disappointment.
Lugaris is good. Lugaris is still playing.
Brandon Nimmo's been such a disappointment, man. I'm surprised they didn't send his ass down yet.
Yeah, he's out. He left June 4th.
He's on the injured list?
Yeah, with a bulging cervical disc in
his
neck.
Right. See, that was either that or they're going to demote him.
IL. 10 day
They would have demoted his ass anyway. They probably made that injury for him.
Yeah,
so they wouldn't embarrass him.
and maybe get some work down there.
Yeah.
It has been a huge disappointment with him. You are correct.
I thought he was going to be good, Matt. I would have if we would
you
have
know-
did a preseason show, I would have talked well about him. I'm not scared to admit that.
Well, the problem with Nimmo is he can't hit the lefty, and if he's not hitting the righty, then he's just completely useless. And last year, that's what he was doing. He was feasting off for right-handed pitching, and he was putting up great numbers because of it. Now, he's not, and he's a liability against the lefty. He's just not making any contact.
You know what?
He's a good on-base guy. He gets hit a lot, you know.
It's real interesting. You know, this boy's a summer, 162 games. You know, I sit here, you know, seeing what the Mets are doing as a Yankee fan. You know, I like the New York Mets, but it's not as I'm deep as like Matt would be, of course. So with that said, it's just amazing to watch how things happen with them. And you guys, what the hell's he talking? I'm gonna get to it. It's amazing how things happen with the New York Mets. Like, for example, the way Jay Bruce has circled around the league and come back to Philadelphia, and he's hitting freaking 7 home runs in 5 nights, or whatever the hell he's doing in that ballpark. He is so locked in. And every time I see him smash a home run every night, I think of the New York Mets and friends like Matty B.
Yeah, he came here. He was hot when they brought him over, and then
Oh my God,
you know
this
what happened
guy
to that?
is killing for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, he probably hit a home run tonight.
And of course, in our division, where it hurts the most,
Right.
you know, you got the Phillies. I gotta check the standings right now. Where the Mets?
You guys are
really
6
at.
out, maybe, I would guess.
Yeah, where's the wild
Something
card
reasonable
right now?
to give you a little glimmer of hope,
Yeah,
but
glimmer. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's really all it is. It's just
I don't
a
think
glimmer.
the wild card is too great.
Now, listen,
The Braves-
I think they can get to a wild card. I really do. But this pitching has to become more consistent. The offense, I honestly think, is fine. Yeah, they have their nights, but so who doesn't? You know, it really comes down to the pitching. The pitching has been
The
terrible.
Mets need one more hitter.
Look
though.
at the ERAs right now.
What
Let
do
me
you
get
got?
them for you.
What do you
Look
got?
at these ERAs right now. All right, you
What do
got
you got?
Jacob DeGrom right now, 3.45, so
All right,
basically
close.
3.5. Noah 4.83.
What? 4.8?
4.83.
Damn.
Damn is right.
I thought you said 4.0.
Steven
4.8.
Matz 3.8, and he's doing better as of late, but that's where it was.
Yeah.
He was
So-so.
upwards of 4.
So.
Vargas now 3.57.
Right.
He's got a
He's
better
the-
ERA
yeah.
than Syndergaard.
He's the rock star now.
What's
Vargas.
going on in Syndergaard? You know, and then you got the guys in the bullpen. You know,
you say
Zelman
Wheeler?
4.91. Wheeler, where is that? 4.61. Wheeler 4.61. Him and Syndergaard are
Tell me
worse
the
than
Ks.
Vargas right now. What the hell is going on? This can't be. You know, and then Syndergaard, he's like the second coming of Matt Harvey. Literally. I mean, it's starting to play
thinks he's
out
a star?
like that. Oh yeah, I mean he's way into his ego. The whole Thor thing, the hair. You know, I mean literally, he's all up in the media. He likes to speak out. Now Harvey was doing the same things. He was pretty boy Harvey. He'd speak out in the
Fat
media.
Matt.
He's going out to the clubs at night,
Look at my
hanging
date.
out,
I'm the
drinking.
next Jeter.
It brands.
It's all. That's
Remember
it,
he was
man.
comparing himself
You
to
know?
Jeter?
Oh,
Harvey?
yeah, okay, yeah. No, believe it. There's no comparison.
No,
'Cause
wait
you
a
didn't know
minute.
nothing about Jeter's
Relax.
nightlife.
I didn't say
Jeter's
he
nightlife
is.
was
I was
on the
trying to-
low. No, I know. I'm not
That's what he
attacking
was
you.
trying to do.
I wasn't
It was a
attacking
joke.
you. Yeah. No, I know.
It was
I
a
wasn't attacking you.
joke.
I'm not attacking
No,
you.
I'm saying
But yeah.
what he was doing was a joke,
Yeah.
yo. He was at the Knicks games. That 2015, yo, made his head so big. But then, he also had that thoracic situation,
Yeah, the thoracic outlet syndrome. Yeah.
So,
It definitely hindered his
But
career.
but
and he
you
was
know,
never the
it's,
same.
there's the world and the earth and the gods have an incredible way of humbling us, I guess, suppose. The baseball gods, So it is what it is. Now he's in California,
And not
getting
doing
roped.
well over
And
there.
they put him on the injured list as well.
Right. You
You
know.
know,
But Syndergaard is, I'm seeing the same type of tendencies. I just don't get it. When I
Yo,
watch this guy,
Matt,
what?
they who's his agent? Harvey, because they got the Angels to give him $10 million. They gave
I
him $10
think he
million
has
bucks.
Brody as his well he did.
Nah, it was Boris.
Was it? Oh, it was Boris. Right.
Boris.
That's right, Boris. I'm thinking
Boris
B.
got $10 million up out of them
B,
boys.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, he got $10 million
Of
up out of the
course,
Angels.
good old Scotty Boris
He got
over
the, I
there.
don't know if it was a 2-year deal
the
or a
Manny
1-year deal.
Machado, the Bryce Harpers of the world.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The
but,
Angels be getting jerked.
No, of course. I just don't like how, like, Syndergaard, he comes out, he's got all this ability. He's throwing upwards of 100. He's throwing 93-mile-per-hour sliders. You see what Jake is able to do, because he basically has the same repertoire as Noah Syndergaard, just a little bit more refined. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand watching how this guy is not excelling to that type of level. Because at least with Harvey, when he came back from the outlet syndrome, he wasn't throwing the same. His velocity was down. Like, you could see there was a change in his stuff.
Is
Syndergaard
good.
is still there. He just can't put it together. But how long are we going to wait around and sit? And how long is he going to keep on talking as if he is this superstar god? How
trade him?
No, I'm not saying trade him.
Do you want to trade him?
I'm going to either live or die with this starting pitching. So, if you trade him by the deadline, I might jump ship.
This kid is not going to change. He has a strong personality. He's a strong-willed guy. He's going to be Noah. So it's either you love him or you leave him.
With that being said, let's cut to a break real quick. We'll be right back. We'll talk more Mets, Yankees. We're going to touch up on a little bit. We'll get to the finals again later. Just a little recap. And that'll be all. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
It's the message in the song that makes you rock on. Some people go to places where they don't belong. Whether wrong or right, a lot of people fight.
EPIS Radio, an Onroda MusicWorks production. You're listening to EPIS Sports Radio with your hosts, Matty B and Dubby G.
Thanks, Steve, for bringing us back in there. Smooth transition. Man with a plan. Matt, we talked about the Queen side of town, so of course we only could do the flip side of the coin and go uptown, right? And as the Yankees stay in first place and fight off the Rays, they continue to get more healthy. And their guys come back as Judge is swinging live batting practice and Didi's hitting home runs, he's back. And they have some of these players who are in stable positions like Urshela and LeMahieu and Torres and the rest of the infield. The Yankees have a lot of good problems on their roster where they have a lot of personnel.
Yes, they do. This is how they have lasted all this year. They are tied for first right now with the Rays. Both 39-24 record. It's phenomenal when you think of the numbers of guys that they've lost all year long. Obviously, some have returned recently, definitely helping them get to a better position. But let me run down this injury list for you. It's insane, and this is the current injuries right now. You got Miguel Andujar, Jake Barrett, Dylan Betances, Greg Bird. Where has he been, Bird? Jacoby Ellsbury, forget about that guy. Domingo Germán now, he just went on the IL today. He's going to be on 10-day IL with the hip. Ben Heller, not sure what that is. Aaron Judge, you haven't had Judge all season long.
No, he's been out for a long time.
Luis Severino, Giancarlo Stanton, Tanaka, Tulowitzki.
Betances, I believe they got some bad news on him just recently. He's not going to be back for a while. That was yesterday. 60-day deal. So he's up out of here.
Yeah.
Forget about him.
Most likely. Right. And that's not to mention the guys that have come back. Gregorius just got back.
Looking good.
Wasn't Gleyber on? He hurt for a little while. He's been
around.
He's been around.
He's been around long enough to punish the Orioles.
Right.
I know that.
It's just insane the amount of production they're getting. When you look up and down this lineup, Sanchez having a wonderful year. Average, it's better than last year, but it's sitting at 260 right now. He's got 19 home runs. Luke Voigt, 15 home runs. Torres,
they're hitting a lot of home runs.
LeMahieu, he's having an MVP year. 320, 368 on base, 472 slugging. How many RBIs? He's got 40 RBIs right now.
The Yankees,
he's going to get to 100.
We're beating up the Indians. Indians came all the way back, tied the game at 5 until a Frazier sac fly in the top of the 9th has given them an opportunity to see Chapman.
This is a bad game, though. They need to finish this off right here because you lose this one. You've been stumbling a little bit this week. It's not good for them. They need to keep the momentum up.
It's the guy you want on the mound.
I like Chapman. I'm not crazy about him. He's definitely aged. He's definitely not the Chapman of old. But He is phenomenal. How many saves does he actually have this year? You have any idea on that? How many saves?
No, how many blown ones is the better question.
How
many times has he screwed him up?
Well, he's only 0-1, so he only has one loss. He's got 1.46 ERA, which is damn good.
He seemed pretty good to me, bro.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm still looking for saves here. But yeah, I mean,
He might have spent some time on the IL, but that was a while ago, too, I believe. Much positive, but here he is here, dealing in Indian pitching in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, like I said, they need this one to stay afloat. They're tied currently for first place. Well, I mean, listen, for the Yankee fan, there's no panic, but you know what? You know, we got to speak about Dallas Keuchel getting signed. You know, there's a base hit, by the way. Chapman just started off the ninth inning with a base hit. So
I'm going to make Matty prophetic. You know, that'll be great, right?
Well, watch out now. But, you know, Keuchel, who did Keuchel sign with?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he goes to the Mets division, of course. Just to torment me, because I've been saying the whole time for the Mets to sign him. But no,
you know what, Matt?
With the struggle in pitching, you know, now he's going to go to the Braves. He's going to friggin' win them.
The kid didn't want to cut his beard, all right? So we don't need you.
So the Mets wouldn't care. You know, he could keep his beard in
See, I'd say with a full beard. Being a jerk Yankee.
All right, go ahead,
the kid
baby.
didn't want to cut his beard, man.
No, I'm sorry. If I was Keuchel,
forget about him.
If I was Keuchel, I would have gone to the Yankee team. Why not? I mean, it's a first place team.
Do you think it
had
anything
fit
to
in
do
the
with that,
rotation?
really? Seriously, do you think that played a part?
It might have. It might have. You know, some guys, you know, listen, he was gonna get his money anyway. I don't think the Yankees wanted him. I don't think they wanted him bad enough. I really don't think so.
I think
because they're looking after Bumgarner.
Don't think he's that good.
Yeah, which I don't understand, because if you look at Keuchel's statistics, he really only had just one bad year, and it was bad. Last year was bad for him. But aside from that, I mean, this guy was Cy Young years ago. You know what I'm saying? He was Cy Young stuff.
It's funny, man.
You know, I mean,
you can just decline in this game. Like I was bringing there's a picture for the Rockies. His name is Freeland. Cloud Freeland, he was fourth in Cy Young. He was second in the
right now. He's in the
ERA.
minors.
Now he's in the minors. ERA's at 8. Everyone was taking shots on him.
Yeah,
it is what it is, and it doesn't happen in any other sport where you can fall off the mountain. You're just all of a sudden, or you can go from bad to good. I never understood how Verlander was a Tiger and he was just getting killed those last couple of years in Detroit. They trade for him, and you can't hit him.
I gotta stop you.
Houston trades for him. You can't hit him anymore.
Dub.
I'm a Yankee fan. The Astros were giving us hell. Verlander's coming. We got a 3-2 lead. Oh, we got Verlander.
I'm sorry to cut you there. But after the leadoff single in the ninth, Chapman, or the pickoff attempt here,
oh man,
throws it away. Almost goes into the stands. Lindor, is that Lindor? I think it's Lindor. No. What's his name? Ramirez or something? I forget. I can't see his name. Yeah, Jose Ramirez over there. Yeah. Jose Ramirez got the leadoff single in the ninth. And the pickoff attempt by Chapman goes wide.
Matt came out here and said he didn't like Chapman, and I'm like, oh, it's one game.
Telling you, man.
For one game, I got this.
Meanwhile, he's got a 1.46 ERA and everything. He should get it done.
Now, the Yanks are on the verge of letting them tie this game back up.
Oh, man. The agony. Oh,
baseball.
You'll be one game out of first place. Oh, boy.
I think Tampa's losing. No, they probably might be winning.
But I was thinking while you were talking there just for a second, you know, maybe a lot of this, the pitching woes, because you see it with a lot of relief pitchers. You know, one year they have this really dominant year.
Oh, they're the biggest culprits.
It's like completely tanked.
They're the biggest
completely
culprits.
Opposite.
Yeah.
You know, remember what we were talking about with Steve earlier about the newly tighted the balls, the newly wound balls.
Right. Yeah, there have been rumblings about that.
This has to be affecting the pitching. I mean, you look at all the home runs that's going on in this
I've
league.
also read some of that analytics have told the batters to swing for the fences.
Yes.
They're saying that a
strikeout
more launch
is better
angle,
than the launch angle.
Ground ball.
Don't forget about the launch angle, all right?
Launch
you gotta
angle
get the launch angle.
They're saying that strikeouts are better than ground balls.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
madness. When there's a runner on, I can attest to that. I know the
That's
same
what analytics say.
But all right, there's a man on first. Okay, sometimes avoid the double play. I'd much prefer a strikeout. But you know what? Even then, something's happening. Look at this. Chapman just walked him, right?
Yep.
Just walked him.
There's nobody out.
First and second, nobody out. So a single, a wild pickoff attempt. Ramirez goes to second, and now a walk. 7 pitches in. 7 pitches in. He's got first and second. Man, they got to take this one. They dropped the last 2?
The Indians got Joe Boo.
They dropped the last 2, right?
They got Joe Boo out there.
Now they got a pinch runner first for the winning run. This is a problem. Not only because they tied it, but they got to win it, man.
Boo.
Shot in the gap. This game's
Serrano.
over. Shot in the gap right here. This game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, though.
It's not. Well, this is for them to get swept, right?
Yeah.
Living Indians going for the sweep.
Yeah, man. I would come to the Bronx whole way to watch the Yankees get swept.
Good thing this is in Cleveland, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, to go back with the tightly wound balls, clearly, you've seen the Todd Frazier home run the other day. The guy literally golfs the thing. He's out in front on a changeup. He got it off literally at the end of the bat. If you look at the replay, and his reaction, he wasn't even running. He kind of almost stopped running at one point because he thought it was just a lazy fly ball.
Yeah.
And then boom, it goes right over the fence.
City Field? No.
That was at City Field. Yeah,
he popped the bun up.
Oh, that's a bad job right there.
I love it.
That's terrible. First and second, the guy
nobody
bunts.
out, and he popped the bun up, Steve.
Bunts.
There you go. Bauer.
And he pops this up. Oh, come on. In on the hands. He knew it immediately. Right straight to the first baseman. Easy.
Yeah, go take a seat.
Can of corn. That's can of corn. That's terrible. That's terrible. You can't do that, man. I'd honestly swing away, man. He's a little all over the place right now. I know you're trying to move him over, get the winning run and scoring position, but
I don't know, man.
You gotta make sure you get the ball down, man. You can't. I know, and listen, that's part of the new school and old school.
Isn't this kid a former Met?
Plawecki was, yeah. Look at that, 171, 2 home runs. He isn't doing much better. Yeah, it's all right. I don't miss him, Plawecki. Jeez, but
so the Yankees and the Mets. Monday and Tuesday.
I'm looking forward. What's the pitching matchup?
Yeah, it's a question of the freaking day.
Yeah.
I figure the Yankees are going back to the top of the rotation. They had an opener and then they had CC yesterday. So I'm figuring that they're going to be Paxton tomorrow. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. But Paxton's definitely going to be pitching one of those games.
I'll check it right here. Yeah, I'm excited.
Jake is not
going to
pitch against the Yankees.
Man.
I think Wheeler pitches against the Yankees.
I would like to get out to the game, but I don't know.
Yeah, and that's 6-2 on an ambulance. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. The way it's been looking lately is I don't get home until about like 5, 6. I mean, I can still make it. I just might be a little late.
Man, the way
that's
they
about
beat
it.
the hell out of us.
That's about it, man.
Oh!
Look at this. Gardner's there to shot was the left center.
Yeah, runner.
Shout out to left center all the way to the warning track. Caught it, a guard, he caught it on the warning track. 2
Just
out.
like that, we about to get up out of this.
No, there you go. He bailed him out with the bunt attempt. He bailed him out with the bunt attempt, man. That really killed the rally right there.
The Yankees didn't ask him to do
and he got lucky there. That was just, a couple inches shy of hitting off the wall. That's game over right there.
Here he goes.
Right. Exactly. So, like I was saying,
Lindor's up. First and second, bottom of the ninth.
This guy's man, 311 home runs, 24 RBIs. Another great year for Lindor, man.
Yeah, I like those numbers. Yeah. You love them home runs and them RBIs.
Those are good numbers.
They are.
Yeah, those are very good numbers.
That on-base percentage.
I like the on-base, so I like all that. Slugging. Yeah, sure, it means a lot. Stuff. But listen, you got to keep the average up, man. I don't like this, new school approach of it's acceptable to hit like 265 and 30 home runs. No, and over 100 strikeouts. I mean, look, the guy tries to bunt with first and second, and he can't even bunt. Why? Because they don't practice this hard. So it's a lost art.
Why they told him to do it then?
Because it's the logical move.
You think he did that on his own?
And they follow the analytics, but this is a baseball situation, which goes beyond analytics.
How do you feel about Boone?
With Boone? Like I feel with any manager nowadays, they're barely making any decisions out there. They are the puppet to the GMs, Callaway and Boone. Yeah, I mean, you hear Terry Collins. Terry Collins came out about it not too long ago. And how he spoke, how, you show up to your desk every day and the lineup card is there. You don't decide shit. You know, so what do you manage? You manage the egos.
The egos.
That's what you're there for, you know?
Yeah,
and then Boone and Callaway, they're all about, let me hug you, buddy. All right, yeah, I love you. It's all right. You know, we'll get him tomorrow. I miss the day when, a manager go in the locker room and start throwing chairs around and knocking things down and getting in guys' faces.
Billy's
what are you
dead.
doing? What are you doing next? I think you need a little spark, man. You can't let these guys be easy. You can't let them think, it's okay, we'll get them along. You need to light a fire under these guys' asses.
I don't
it
think
is
that stuff is gonna
unacceptable
work,
to be
man.
batting 220.
I don't think yelling at these guys is going to work.
Well, it's not only yelling, but holding them accountable. Right. Why do I got a guy that's batting 220 in my lineup when there's somebody else out there that maybe could give me more? I don't care how much he's making. I cannot
disagree with you about holding people accountable. I love holding people accountable, and I love to be held accountable. But with that said, is guys like a guy like a Cano we were talking about earlier, or any guy who's making a lot of money, once he's making that money and he's held, you got to play him. So you're accountable for it because you paid him the money. You wrote the check.
40 corporations.
Exactly.
40 individual corporations.
Listen, and you're not wrong. I get that, but that's the problem with today's game.
What are we gonna do? Well, things are changing.
Oh, ground to the short,
tie ball game.
off Didi's knee and into right field, down the right field line of games, tied.
With
the winning run at third. That was game over. Routine ground ball. Oh my, Didi.
Crazy.
That was a little rusty. Rusty. He's a great fielder, Didi. He's a great fielder, man.
Shit.
That's rough. That's rough one to take. That's this has gone from 5-0. Look at this. So there's a kind of in between hop there. He tried to catch it. You see on the backhand, right at his waistline. A little bit of in between hop, but you got to get this. He just missed it.
Oh man,
he just missed it. Ricocheted off of the shin.
And he had 2 bases. He could have went right to second for the game.
Yep.
Flip to second base, game over.
Now anything can happen. Wild pitch, game over. Anything. That's rough.
Yeah,
that's a rough way.
So we didn't get to the meat and potatoes of what we wanted to talk about because this is an interesting ball game we got in front of us. This Indians.
Yeah, this has got us locked in right here. Indians
Sunday afternoon. In Yankees and Indians. 6-6.
When you guys be listening to this game will be long over, and there'll be more games to go by. But it's all
baseball. Good. But I don't know. The man who gave the Yankees the lead, even though the Yankees gave it up, was Clint Frazier.
RBI sack fly, top of the night.
Yeah, the mercurial Clint Frazier, as he's appearing to become now. If you'd ask the New York media,
obviously he's been a hot topic. Amongst the Yankees, there's really not much else to talk about.
Right, so let's talk about this kid.
So
big gold chain, Clint.
So I'll break it down. What happened recently? It was against Boston, right? Clint, had a couple of misplay balls. I actually didn't see it when it happened. I just looked at the highlights this morning.
Bottom line,
I seen it this morning. And not great. Really poorly judged 2 plays that cost him a couple of runs. And then the whole controversy with it is that he doesn't talk to the media after the game. And like we were talking about earlier,
when does it even know? When is does Clint talk to them? Like who is they wanted to talk to him because he was looking like a bum out there in that field, pretty much.
Because they want to question.
So any other day he could have been leaving and we wouldn't even know.
Right. But they wanted to get to him, and this is how the media works. And as a player, you get paid millions of dollars to answer the media.
Matt,
it's an obligation.
It's why we're here because we consider ourselves media. We are. It's like this, man. At the end of the day, the people need something to talk about, man. Right. That's why that song was made.
You're all right.
You understand? And I'm like, who's looking for Clint Frazier until he screwed up in left field in Boston? Now you guys are gonna put the guy and crucify him on the Fenway Park Green Monster, this kid is a kid, and the Yankees don't have anything going on, and like you said, there's not much going on to criticize them with. Everything is looking decent. Even tonight, you could complain about this game if they ended up losing it, but it's another one, and they'll move on from it.
Well, they've experimented with him positional-wise, right? I mean,
and he can hit.
He can obviously hit. That's the only reason why he's here right now, but he seems like a defensive liability. They need to try and figure out something. You're not going to DH him, especially when Stanton comes back.
Who's another defensive liability? Correct?
And no, Stanton?
Yes.
No.
You don't think he's a defense? You think he's good
Stanton's
out there?
got one of the best arms in all of
Yeah, with
baseball.
an arm schmarm, yo. How about if you can't get to the baseball?
Oh, well, yeah, he is a
He's
big kind of
kinda
he's not
blub, blub, blub,
fast.
come on.
But if he gets there, you know, he's got a decent glove. I wouldn't say
Why they
he's got
DH
terrible.
him all the time then?
It's because he's injury prone. They rather have him DH. That's the beauty of the DH. You got a guy like that who's injury prone, power bat. You don't have to play him. Stick somebody out there for defensive purposes and put him on the DH.
Bro, they let Gary Sanchez play every night, and he is an awful. All right, he's okay.
Yeah.
Now he's gotten a little better. He's an okay catcher.
He was always like that. He was just learning a little bit. He needs to refine his game, bro. I hated when a lot of Yankee fans. I thought he was great. As a catcher, he's got one of the best arms in baseball.
That's all it is to you, then, Matt. The arm.
It prevents a lot of stolen bases.
You like that with quarterbacks too? He's got a big arm, man.
Quarterback. Well, you need accuracy, and yeah, he lacks accuracy. He does, but that's something that you can improve on, bro. It's not like he's throwing all freaking game, man. This is to get 3 or 4 guys trying to steal.
Yeah, when you got Travis D'Arnaud as your catcher, everybody's Johnny Bench to you. And he catches a good
game, too.
Once Travis D'Arnaud is your catcher, everybody's going to look like D'Arnaud or whatever. Once he's your catcher, everybody looks like Johnny Bench to you. So, you know, that's fine, man. You could talk about Gary. I don't mind.
Now we got Nito. Yeah, now we got Nito and Ramos. You know, forget about D'Arnaud. He's gone.
Ramos. Oh, didn't Ramos get kidnapped or something a couple years ago? Yeah, I think they kidnapped his ass or something.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm serious. You look that up. People look that up, man. Wilson Ramos, I think he was kidnapped before.
What?
You know, and then they put a ransom on him. They paid it and shit. He's back, though. He's playing baseball, baby. So all that matters. They kidnapped him in Venezuela. So you're like, yo, GW, you're nuts. I didn't know. Sorry, it just came up in my head. Well, that's the guy who got kidnapped.
But to talk about Clint though,
sorry,
and we got a clip to play for you as well. We'll get to that in a second. But you know, he doesn't talk to the media after that game.
Yeah.
You come back, you know, next day, all right, I think he hit the home run. Then he finally talks to the media, and then you know he has this post game interview. When you listen to it. Doesn't sound very good. He's kind of like almost mocking the media a little bit, and it's just like, you know, like he's clearly frustrated, clearly doesn't want to be there. You know, just have a.
Can anybody feel vindicated with that home run?
It felt good.
Look, he's not saying anything.
I don't need motivation through articles that are written.
And nothing. That's it.
It's his business. He's ready for that confrontation.
This kid, man, he's clearly affected by this New York media, and I get it. You know, you don't want your whole career to be based on this one game. You know, early on in the year. You know, but he doesn't know how. Somebody needs to talk to this kid and help him handle this media, because this is going to be an ongoing problem. Now that the media knows of it, they're upset about it. They're trying to figure out how to interact with him. He's trying to figure out how to interact with him. This can be a downward spiral. This is going to affect his psyche, man. You know, I mean, clearly, you know, he's doing a good job still out there. You know, RBI sack fly today. You know, he's still doing his thing. You know, the Yankees are up, by the way, 7-6. They just regain a lead in the 10th. You know, so I just think. It's kind of like a Matt Harvey thing. You know, we've seen this in the past with other big-time players. You know, if, you know, the New York media, it's kind of like L.A. media. In L.A. and New York, very similar. You know, you're in the limelight. You know, it can affect you in ways that, you know, you just don't have in other local areas. Yeah, there you go, Lastings Millage. I mean, it's something to watch out for. You know, clearly if he continues to hit and tear the cover off the ball, it's not going to be much of an issue later down the line. But where does he really fit into the Yankees' plans later? Is he going to be trade bait? Because the Yankees need to improve.
He is a huge worm. If you want to call him trade bait, he's one of the biggest worms out. Because that kid can hit the cover off the ball. You can get any fish you want with him.
Right.
If he's trade bait. And with that said, you know, these kids, when I say these kids, I mean these kids, period. Not sports, just the younger generation. A lot of these young guys, they don't like to take losses. And even when they take losses, they don't need you to tell them what they did wrong. They know. And when you tell them about it, they get pissed off at you.
Right.
And that's what they want to tell him, how bad he was in Boston. He knows. So he's like, you know, I didn't agree with kid. I'm just trying to explain what I see and trying to understand these guys. And, and he doesn't, and like you said, it's probably not a best look because the media will take that as a challenge and they will engage him for more beef or drama, so to speak.
And I get it. It's a bad day at the office. I don't want to speak to no man. I have a bad day on the ambulance.
The kid is like, get out my face.
A couple of bad calls. I don't want to talk to him. I'll go home, relax, settle down.
We got in trouble again today. You know what I mean? We got in trouble 3 times in a day, bro. Come on, bro.
I get it. I get it. He doesn't, but this is a part of your
job. The way
job.
it is, right?
It is a job at the end of the day. As much as we, as fans, appreciate, love it, and like to watch
kids are ready to challenge
this is a job,
the norm and the way things are. They are so ready to challenge all of it.
And it's the same for all sports. All sports.
Right.
I mean, look what happens with the Knicks and the trouble they go through and how the media treats them.
Right.
Exactly. And how they talk to the media
The Knicks
as well.
don't even talk to the fan.
The organizations in general.
The Knicks don't even talk to the fan, I don't think.
No, they don't. They just like the Jets they keep everything on the wrap.
They don't talk to the fan.
The Mets just started doing that because they signed that new contract. Was it CBS Sports, I believe it was?
No, the Mets is on CBS because they're on 880 at the end.
Yeah, so now they're on 880 now. So now, you have interviews like Callaway. Callaway came on the fan. Brody came on the fan.
The fan is CBS, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. It's owned by CBS. So, yeah. Now you're starting to see that, which is nice. I like that.
But
Before I never had
ESPN,
that.
so like...
Yeah, and forget it. ESPN, that's a controlled conglomerate.
And they already had beef with Francesa because the Jets and Knicks were bad, and he would tell them how bad they were, and sometimes he was out of control, but most times it was the truth.
Yeah, I mean, well, you notice that Brody Van Wagenen isn't on with Joe Beningo. Of course they're not going to let that happen. He's only going to go on with Francesa because it's the only guy that they trust out there to ask the right questions. Francesa knows he's not going to go.
Doesn't
he talks to all of them. I think they did, but only because they were filling in for him one day, and they winded up getting.
They don't have so he does all of them. He don't do Eli no more because
Eli refused to do it. He says he wants to focus on his season.
Eli doesn't want to be on the bench while he's doing it.
Eli knows that this could be his final year. So I don't think like Francesa was saying, I don't think he wants to get benched at some point and still have to do the obligatory one show a week or whatever like that. And I don't blame him.
With this sports thing, at the end of the day, the more bullshit that happens, the more drama, there's more stuff for us to talk about. So it's all good to me. If I'm from their perspective and I'm looking at it, and if I was the organization, don't say that. We're good with it. We'll take it. Give it to us. Give us more to talk. Yeah. Me and Matty,
as long as it's not my
it.
Team, all right.
So anyway, NBA tonight. Or tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. It'll probably be tonight when you're listening to this, if because we're probably gonna release it.
I kind of was
Monday,
right.
Probably Monday noon, maybe in the afternoon, something like that. Right. Before Game 5 of the NBA Finals, we'll have this released. I hope a lot of you are able to listen to it then. If not, hey, it's fine. Check it out later down the line.
Maybe you'll be a prophet.
What?
By the time they hear it, you'll be been prophetic in your prediction for tomorrow night. Well, who you got tomorrow night?
If they closing out?
The Game 5, we talked about it earlier in the beginning. We said Durant's going to probably go. We're going to assume he's going to go. We expect him to go.
I think it's over. Now, like I said, I had Toronto in 7, but I didn't predict these injuries to happen. I didn't see Clay again now. I thought KD would be back by now. He's not. He's clearly hurt. The fact that they released today that he's practicing, for a fact KD will be on the floor tomorrow night.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the Warriors? I don't think it bodes well for him. I really don't. I think it's going to disrupt everything. He's definitely not going to be 100%. And listen, the Warriors, what's their game? They like to run up and down the court. They like to disrupt things, man. They like this crazy fast pace.
But they are not controlling the tempo at all.
No, and he's going to try, and if he's injured, let's say he just can't run like 100%.
I think if he was there from the beginning, they would have been in better shape because they've been running a half-court game, similar to the Raptors running on them.
Yeah.
With that said, I think tomorrow, the Warriors are world champion, back-to-back champions, 3 champions in the last 4 years. I think they're gonna give it all tomorrow, and I think that game's gonna be not undecided with 30 seconds to go. But I think the robots and the androids.
Watch out.
And the surgeons are going to win. I think they're going to get it done. I think the Raptors are going to close them out. tomorrow night in the 3-point, 2-point, 1.4 point.
I think so. I mean,
game.
they clearly have the momentum going. Kawhi is he's like you say, we've talked about earlier in the show. He's just robotic, man. He just doesn't stop. He will get his shots no matter what. He wants. He gets good quality shots. I could see, okay, maybe, his supporting personnel, maybe having an off night. Let's see what you get from Van Fleet. You see what you get from Siakam. These guys got to be making buckets. You only got one superstar on that team. You don't got 4 or 5 like, the Warriors.
They got a lot of good players, though.
You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of good supporting players. It works. The system works. They know how to play within their system. And they don't get rattled. That's the most important, especially Kawhi. I mean, this dude is not fazed by anything.
He doesn't get sad.
Warriors could go 10-0 run. It doesn't matter. He's just going to continue with the game plan. He's going to continue to get buckets. He's just going to chip away. My pop used to
always say that, don't get too happy and don't get too sad.
Of course, you can't.
That was it.
You got to stay even keeled, man. I mean, this is a product.
Calm down. All right, it's not that bad, or relax. It ain't all that. That's how
how's the saying go? It's always good when you're winning, or it's always like bad when you're losing. So I don't know. There's like this weird saying like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's the end of an era, man. I think it's the end of the dynasty,
and then
I think it's over.
The free agent period.
Now, I don't know where he's going, and as a Knicks fan, I don't believe KD's coming to New York. I don't believe it until I see it.
In 2 weeks, we got the draft. And then 2 weeks after that will be free agency, or less than 2 weeks. So we're gonna find out soon. But first, we're gonna close out the finals. And
what about NHL? I haven't really been keeping up about it. I haven't really watched Stanley Cup. I haven't watched playoffs in general.
The Blues have an opportunity tonight to close out the Bruins. I'm gonna watch that one. It's a 3-2 lead. It's gonna be probably 8:00. It's gonna be very physical. It's going to be in St. Louis, where the city's going to have opportunity to get their first NHL championship. So I'm sure they're going to be pumped up. And I always like that part of championships, the crowd.
Hey, that's something, too. You got a first possibility championship with St. Louis and Toronto as well. I think, and...
Against dynasty teams.
It's kind of crazy, too. It's in Canada. Believe it or not, it's actually hurt the ratings, the NBA ratings, because... A lot of it, they weren't. The NBA was not prepared for this. They weren't.
So why isn't all of Canada watching that shit?
They are. Canada's watching it, but I tell you what, if you look in the Canadian papers, it's not on the front page headlines, man. They're talking about hockey. They're talking about this.
With 2 American
there is
teams.
A huge following, but they're just.
It's probably just in Ontario. It's probably just in Toronto area.
It's a hockey, it's a hockey country, man. That's what it is, But I mean, hey, if they win, which is another thing too. Do you think Kawhi returns? Win or loss, do you think Kawhi returns? I don't know. If he wins...
I don't think any of us have any idea, because that guy is so hard to explain, and you can't get a beat on this guy. I mean, we're still trying to get him. And, he can go back to California, though. His family's there. We know he's a family man. And but he is so robotic and quiet, and like I said, we don't know. But, he's like a basketball guard in Toronto.
Yeah.
So no matter what he decides to do, even if he doesn't win the championship, they will always have love for him in Toronto. He's got some property there he bought, but that doesn't mean anything. These guys got tons of money. They could buy property every city if they wanted.
Yeah. If he were to leave, I don't know where he'd end up.
I heard Clipper rumors.
There's a lot of good teams
Southern
out there,
California.
All right, yeah, you could. I mean, I guess you could say, why not the Knicks? Why not Brooklyn? I mean,
we don't know.
This guy's gonna fit in anywhere he goes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For him.
I don't know if he really cares about being the top player, like being the top option. I don't really get that vibe from him, because even though he gets his buckets, he's very team oriented.
But the team revolves around him.
Well, wouldn't it be amazing though if he was like the number 2 option alongside like a Kevin Durant or something like that?
And that's one other thing. We don't know if he's like that. If he's the kind of guy who's gonna be cool with that. We can't tell with this guy.
I tell you, somebody that's not gonna be cool with that is Kyrie, and we have already seen that. And look at the debacle that's happened in Boston.
Once I said it again, I'll say it many times. I wouldn't touch him with your hands. No, as the Knicks, I don't want him. I really don't. I'd much rather KD and like Kemba. The Nets, I wouldn't touch him either.
I agree. Well, for the Nets, it makes no sense.
It's worse than the Knicks.
It is. It makes no sense. You have Russell there. What are you doing, man?
The Yankees.
And the Yankees finally close it out in 10. So a roller coaster ride of a game. They were up 5-0 early. Cleveland came all the way back, 5-5. Yankees regain a lead in the 9th. They lose it in the 9th.
Regain it again.
Regain it again in the 10th, and finally close the deal.
Resilience!
Yeah, so once again, the Yankees find a way. They avoid the sweep from Cleveland. And for the moment, they are in first place yet again. Or now the sole leaders of first place. What more can you say? I mean, Yankee fans, for you guys, it's all about the postseason.
You know what?
But you need to fix the pitching. You need to fix pitching. This is it. I've been saying this. I was saying this for years. This has been going on for the Yankees. They got the hitters, man. You gotta go get that ace, man. Who's your ace right now? Who you going game 1 in the playoffs?
It's gonna be our game 1 starter.
Game 1.
Madison Bumgarner.
So I like what he did that there. There you go. And if you don't get Bumgarner, who's your game 1?
Clint's gonna go get him for us.
Clint
will be the ram. Clint will be placed on the plate and served up to the baseball gods for sacrifice, so we can have a Madison Bumgarner.
No, but who's your number 1 right now with the guys that you got, bro? Paxton?
And Tanaka.
3.11. That's your guy?
Tanaka.
That 3.11 can get real bad through the course of the season. Tanaka, come on.
He's a playoff guy.
He is a playoff guy. He's got good numbers in the playoffs. But, I mean, you know, I personally, I don't feel comfortable with Tanaka, you know? I really don't, you know?
As number 1? No. That's why we're going to get Bumgarner.
Just in the playoffs, man, in general.
No, I like Masahiro in the playoffs. He's a gutsy player, man.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He's a gutsy player, man. He steps up. His ERA in the regular season has nothing to do with his October performance.
Yeah, he can handle it.
He be handling it. Yeah, he keeps the ball down. He steps up to he's one of those guys who get better in big spots. Mm-hmm. You know, and you can smoke him in the regular season. He don't care. You can put him in the rolling paper, light him up.
Even then, look at their depth. Even in their depth. Let me just wrap this up before we go. You know, I mean, you got J.A. Happ, 4.48 ERA.
We're gonna get Bumgarner, Matt.
Good. I'm glad.
That's why I was talking about Clint, man.
I hope so. And guess what? Bumgarner's numbers ain't
Cashman standing pat?
Bumgarner's numbers ain't great this year either.
No,
I just seen him.
Bro,
I just seen him at City Field.
We already had this conversation. Remember Verlander? He was getting pummeled. They're bored. These guys are competitors. They're bored.
He's bored.
You put Madison in the bright lights. You let that 4 train run down, and he hear that. He's gonna turn up, baby. I'm telling you, man, Steve. Smack, bro, man. I'm gonna be watching playoff baseball with Steve Watch, man.
I'm gonna be at home drinking a bottle of glass of whiskey, you know, in my sorrows. You know,
Yo, man.
Well, listen, Dub, I really thank you for coming out, coming up here to the Bronx. Steve, thank you for always producing and doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, you're spectacular, Steve.
This was fun, bro. I think this was a success, you know, the first show doing this together. You know, I did mine.
EPIS, man.
EPIS Sports Radio.
This is a cult. It's gonna be the culture. This is it. That's what we're gonna do, man. Make some good shit.
Yeah, fellow first responders out here just trying to get by
and try not to crash with the lights and sirens on.
Yeah,
we don't want to do that. We don't want that to happen.
You know,
we do our best.
And, you know, for all my first responders out there, thank you for everything that you guys do. I know you're out here hard.
Yeah, man.
On this sweaty Sunday.
You guys 6'3" and double. You know, we're gonna 10-2 in a minute.
Yeah, we're just about pretty much done over here, but. Please tune into the show. It's going to be on all types of platforms. Probably have it on SoundCloud, YouTube. Check my channel, Matt Benedetti, EPIS Sports Radio. Check
Dubby Goodell on YouTube. DUBBYGOODELL. That's it, Dubby Goodell, the standard.
Hey, until next time, peeps. Thank you for tuning in. Much love. Good night, New York.
Peace, everyone.
You're listening to EPIS Sports Radio.